In this lesson, we're going to take a break from our painting and practice ways of drawing foliage. Go ahead and practice painting these big leaves with me, because next we're going to take all these skills to our canvas. All right, make sure I'm on my painting layer. For drawing, I'm not going to use a Larapuna because it's just a crazy big brush. I want to do this one, start with the Oberon. An easy way to draw this one is kind of box it in and add the details. So I'm trying to keep the base of each section of the leaf kind of narrow and branch it out from there. And there. Now we want to add these little fingers that come out, but I need another brush. Let's see how this works for us. So what I did here, I was looking for a brush that is still textured. This is the Freycinet, and it has the tip to it, and I was looking for that tip. And it works well with the Oberon brush because it's also similarly textured. Super quick and easy way to draw this expressive palm. So I'm just painting it all around, adding all these nice details. I make sure that I have these fine tips at the end. And you can go ahead and try it out with different brushes. What you want to make sure that you have is similar texture to these brushes. You want to see that they work well together, because I don't want to see different textures when these brushes meet up. So they got to be kind of similar. And we certainly want to have the one at the very end with these fine tips. I want to add some different color variations. I can go ahead and grab, let's say we can grab the Oberon again and get it in some slightly darker, maybe towards the bluish part of the color wheel. To bring in texture, I'll make the brush larger. Now here I can give it some more depth. If I use the same brush, my texture is gonna seamlessly merge with the layer underneath. But if I want to give it a more distinct texture, I might go ahead and use the Hearts brush. Let's try a different color. And actually this one actually makes it kind of too flat. So I'm gonna go to the deep blue. There. Now the textures are slightly different. I can go ahead and use a lighter green even and add some dramatic touch at the very end. I like it. So this is a really heavily textured leaf. You don't have to go ahead and draw such a heavily textured leaf, but if you want to, that's totally up to you. It's an option. If we want to correct the amount of texture that we added, all we need to do is sample the base color and paint it in. As simple as that. And that's the advantage of working with Alpha Lock. Everything is done on one layer. And we don't have to go ahead and switch between the clipping mask to the original layer when we want to make changes. But now I'm going to release the alpha lock because I want to add more details that are going to be drawn above this layer and beyond the boundaries of this layer. And now we want to add these nice veins. So I'm going to sample the darker color and go ahead and pick a smaller brush. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to go to the very base of the leaf and draw these concentric lines. They can be a little bit wobbly. They don't need to be perfect. I do want to make sure that these lines come really out from the base of my leaf. And all we need to do at the very end is stretch out the stem or the branch that holds the leaf together. Alright, so we painted in our first leaf. Next I would like to show you how to paint in a banana leaf. So banana leaves have this very long oval shape, slightly rectangular, but still pretty rounded. It has these veins on the leaf that goes parallel, so we're going to repeat these lines, and sometimes the leaves break, so we might want to show that in our illustration as well. And let's draw this one with the fluid pen brush. My fluid pen brush is available for download from the class resources. Go ahead and use it if you like. I created it especially for this class because I just love how it kind of feels like a gouache brush. So the first thing that we want to do with the banana leaf is kind of make the oval shape. And then I might want to add some shadow to the side of the leaf just to start in with the texture. I'm going to use my Oberon brush and pick a slightly darker color. Now the banana leaf has these lines, kind of geometric even, so I can show them when I paint. The stem of the banana leaf has two shades because it's kind of rounded, so we'll have the darker one and the lighter one, and from there we'll draw the veins on the leaf. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw the branch first. Nice, and now pick a slightly darker color. Now what I want to see when I paint is lots of different colors that are mixing in. If you imagine gouache paintings, we're going to mix up colors on our palette, real palette, and I'm trying to mimic this when I draw. And I also think it's really more interesting when we use lots of different colors in the same color family, and they really work well together. The last thing that I want to do is add some texture to the edges of the leaf. Alright, okay, let's do another version of the banana leaf, and this time, so this is a side view of the banana leaf. It's a good idea to create different versions of the same leaf to add more visual interest. Now the shape is kind of curving, and then we want to close it with a waving line and color it in. And after we paint the leaf in, we want to add another layer of color, and this time in a darker shade of green, to add depth and create the illusion that the leaf is actually folding. We'll finish it up with the leaf lines and tear up the leaf a little bit using our eraser. The last leaf that I would like to show you is the Monstera. Monsteras are big and very expressive leaves. A Monstera leaf creates very interesting shapes. It has this little tip, and from that tip on, we can draw in those torn edges of the leaf, and at the very last stage we can also erase the holes in the leaf if we want to, after we've painted it. So let's draw a very basic shape of the leaf and then color it in. And finally we'll add the lines on the leaf, again with two different colors to create a sense of dimension and shading. And we'll finish up the leaf with erasing the holes. Alright, and with that we have practiced 3 basic shapes from the leaf, and up next we'll start painting in tropical foliage directly into our beach. I'll see you up in the next lesson where we start applying all this knowledge and practice into our painting.